Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be taking a look at Project Cars. Now this is the original game. Maybe wondering why not play 2 or 3, but I believe the later games kind of regressed a little bit. So I kind of like 1. This was actually my favorite. So I'll be playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160 at 120 Hz. 16 times anisotropic filtering. Anti-aliasing is MSAA. You can choose FXAA or SMA if you choose, but MSAA is the best when available. So many settings to go through, so I won't bother naming them all, but I've maxed the game out. I've left some settings off for personal taste, like motion blur and vignette as well, in the visual effects, but everything else has been turned on. So it does give you a little prompt here to say to restart the game to lock these settings in, but I've already done that. So the settings that I've shown you are active. So let's talk a little bit about my settings now. Be playing 5-lap race, 19 cars. Medium difficulty. I'm by no means an expert when it comes to these types of games, but I just like to casually play them. Be driving in the rain. It will progress to full rain as well throughout the race, so it should be a bit more challenging. Be driving in the GT3 class BMW. 4 controls, as we're speaking about settings. I'm actually using the Logitech G920 steering wheel pedals, using the pedal shifter, so no clutch. I just find it really weird using a clutch with these shifters, so I just kind of like to leave it at default. Anyway, let's get into the race, and hopefully I can keep the car on the track, make up a few places, and hopefully get into a decent position. We'll be starting from the back of the grid just to kind of keep things interesting. So let's see how I do. Try and get a good start.
Let's try and make up some ground here off the lights. Keep it clean. Keep your wits about you.
So the AI is pretty aggressive on this game. Visibility is a bit rubbish on the first lap, so you really gotta keep an eye on the crowd, or you're just gonna end up messing up your car from the very start. But it's also easy to gain a few places early as well. So let's see if I can grab a few. Performance is really good, as expected for such a system and such an old game, getting over 100 frames per second at 4K. This game, when it first came out, should really stay off the curbs in Spa. Really slippery. You can easily lose the back end of the car, as I almost did there. So yeah, when the game came out, it really gave a lot of systems trouble in the rain. I remember playing this on my i7 3770 non-K, I believe it was, and GTX 980 non-TI, and playing at 1080p, and I struggled to hold 60 FPS in the rain. So to come back and play on RTX 3090 and 5950X at 4K full settings, it's bringing a smile to my face. Trying to stay off these curbs. A Logitech G920 is an entry-level wheel. It's got nothing on some of the setups you can get, like Fanatic being one of the popular choices. Club Sport pedals and wheels set you back a few thousand if you're not careful. You can really push your shin level experience to really get as close to real life as possible, but it can really rack up a lot of money. So depending on what kind of experience you want, you're going to need a lot of money. For me, I kind of just play when I feel like it.
Got some pressure from the guy behind.
And
you need to brake as late as you can. You may need to cover the inside line.
I think my Logitech setup was like, what, just under £200. So for me, this is perfect, because when I'm done with it, I'll just pop it under my desk, and when I feel like playing again, I'll bring it back out. It's not something I have set up full time like some people who take it very seriously and have invested a lot of money. So for me, I'm like a super casual when it comes to sim racing. But I enjoy it. I'm an F1 fan, have been an F1 fan since, kind of giving away my age now, since Michael Schumacher was driving for Benetton. And you know, I've always loved motorsport. So being an F1 fan, to not see Spa this year was kind of disappointing. basically it was so, weather was so bad they couldn't get the race going, and they ended up doing 2 laps for just to make the race qualification or whatever it was, and then just gave everyone half points, which was very, very disappointing because, you know, we're finally getting a championship fight between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Being a Brit, of course, I support Lewis, but I'm very much a Ferrari fan. Got nothing against Charles Leclerc, and hope he does well, but if it comes down to it, I'm always going to go with my countryman. So hope Sir Lewis does a good job this weekend. He was fastest in Friday P1 session, so he's doing well. But Verstappen's also doing well, so
come on, you can take him.
Who knows what's going to happen in the race. Anyway, I need to get a move on now. It's kind of hard to drive and talk at the same time. See if I can take this guy on the braking. Take him on the outside. There we go, nicely does it. I'm letting up in the gravel. These are the margins, you see. So much to think about. In an F1 car you can take this flat out even in the rain, but in a GT3 car no chance. You get so much more time to think though in these types of cars because they're so much slower than F1 cars, but it's still challenging. See if I can gain some places in the next lap. Go back down to second. See if I can get these guys under acceleration here. Thank you very much. I'll take that position back. Looking good so far. Getting over 100 frames per second consistently as well. So the game just feels silky smooth. Trying to stay off the curbs here. Don't want to get on the power too early. Make sure the car's nice and straight. Find yourself in the pit wall very easily. See if I can go through AORUS now. Try and keep a bit more speed. I've been pretty tentative, should I say. But that was a bit better. Not as good as the guy ahead of me. Need to be a bit more confident going through. And the rain should be getting a little bit heavier now as we're progressing through the race. See if I can do this guy on the braking. Got down to second. I went a bit too hot there. Visibility is not great, so I can't really see the braking markers. I usually brake at number 2. Need a bit of time to correct myself. Get a bit ambitious here, but I'm going to try and take him on the inside. Just roll the car nicely.
Nice overtake there, very smooth.
Thank you very much. Just roll it round again. Try and stay off the curves if possible. Okay, got that position. Barely. It's getting a bit wetter now. So I'm trying to keep the car on the track as best as possible. Logitech G920 doing a good job letting me know what the car's doing, so I can feel it when I just kind of went too hot there in the corner. So it kind of lets you know what the car's doing before you can see it. So that's the best benefit of using force feedback wheels, because you're more connected to the car. Oh, come on, almost lost it there, a bit too early on the throttle. And it's getting wetter, conditions are not improving, so you're constantly having to be careful. But yeah, RTX 3090, 5950X in a bang up drop here. A bit too deep into the corner there, lost a lot of momentum. Just gonna have to try and work that back. I think I'm on the 4th lap now, starting the 4th lap.
Good job. We're now in the top 10. Keep on it. Keep pushing it.
Yeah, I'll try my best. I did start from the very, very back of the grid, so I've technically made up about 9 places. There's 19 cars on the grid. Or 8.
Good lap. That's your fastest lap so far.
If you
today.
include me, that's 8 places actually. Okay, doing a half decent job. I haven't really impeded anyone's race, so respected my opponents. Just outbraked myself a lot and lost a lot of time. Let's see if I can catch these guys ahead of me. They don't seem to be going too fast. Seems wrestling the car a little bit there. This corner's a little bit more tricky. There's so much less grip. I seem to be gaining on these guys now. I'm quite confident I can take both of them. They took this corner very, very tentative, so I should be able to make up some time on them. I overshot it last time. Let's try and be a bit more careful this time. Stay in third gear. That's pretty much where most of the work is done through the corners in third gear. I found with the GT3 car. I've been a bit too ambitious to take him there. Bide my time. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, I'm trying to take him before that chicane that's coming up. The last 2 corners. I'm not that confident with this corner. With these cars, I'm not too sure how to take it. I'm just gonna back off the throttle here and get back on the power as best as I can. I overshot it last time. Won't do it again. Down to seconds, let the car roll through. Get back on the power early so I can start gaining on her.
Big push now. Let's fight our way past. You can do it.
Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence. I think I can do it too. That's 1 down. See if we can catch the other one. Yeah, got a nice drive outside that corner, so able to take him. Just gonna back off the throttle a little bit here. That was enough. Okay, see if we can make up 1 or 2 places before the end of the race, but I'm just happy I've kept the car on the track, to be honest. Didn't really expect too much from my own skill, but enjoying it nonetheless. Went in a little bit too hot there. Let's stay off these damn curves because you will lose the back end and find yourself spinning the car around. I can see that spray from my opponents ahead of me getting ever more visible, so now I'm catching them. I'll just check G920, a lot more stiff in the wet than it is in the dry. So force feedback, for me, I'm very, very happy with it, especially for what I paid. The only problem is though, because it's not a direct drive, you do feel that kind of geary kind of clicking, the notch. You can kind of feel the notchiness to when you're turning, whereas a direct drive, I guess it would be like a lot more smooth. But, you know, you get what you pay for, I guess. Oh, come on, do not let me down now. Oh, that was a very, very bad corner of me. All that hard work, I've just messed it all up now. It'd be nice to get 1 or 2 more positions before the end, but at this point I'll just be content with actually just finishing where I am. This guy's trying to get his position back. I'm giving him all the space he needs, but I'm just gonna let him get past me. I'll just do him in this braking zone here. I'm not worried about him at all. Done you on the braking, no problem. think this is the last lap now.
You're up to P8. Come on, mate. Keep going. You can catch 7.
Don't know. I'll try. I don't think I'll catch them though. I think I've let that ship sail. If I wasn't talking, I'd drive a bit better, but it's a long race, so there you go, guys. I was able to finish 8th out of 19 cars, so not the best performance, but I'll take that, no problem there. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.